in on a Wednesday, round 1:15. The kind of night where nothing works and everything comes undone. I lost my job that afternoon. My girl left around noon, and the landlord slid a notice underneath my door by June. The bar was nearly empty, just the barkeep and the dark. A jukebox playing something slow like it could feel my heart. I ordered something cheap and strong and said, just leave the bottle here. And that's when I first heard the voice come drifting from the rear. He said, you look like you could use a friend tonight, young man. I turned around and saw him sitting there with bourbon in his hand, old leather jacket, worn out hat, and eyes like summer rain. Sitting on the last stool on the left, like he'd been born in place. I said, no disrespect, old timer, but I'm not much company. He laughed and said, that's usually when folks need it most, you see. He waved the barkeep for another, and he slid one down to me and said, the first thing you should know is nothing comes for free. But the second thing is this, he said, and pointed at my chest. The thing you lost today ain't half as heavy as the rest. You're carrying around a load of things you think define your worth, but son, your worth was settled on the day of your birth. I said, that's easy words from someone sitting in a bar. He smiled and said, the wisest men don't always get that far. Sometimes the ones who stayed in place saw more than those who climbed. And that's the third thing, son, the view don't change just 'cause you're high. And I don't know why I listened to a stranger in the dark, but every word he spoke that night went straight into my heart, like he already knew the questions I was scared to ask, like he'd been sitting there just waiting for me to walk past. He said, love the ones who stay, not the ones who shine. Give your word like it's your last, and hold it every time. Don't measure out your life in what you own, but what you gave. And the ones who sit beside you in the dark are the ones who really say I got up to use the restroom, wasn't gone but half a song. I came back to buy that final round, but the old man's stool was gone. The bourbon glass was clean and dry, like nobody sat there at all. I looked around the empty bar and leaned against the wall. The barkeep saw my face and said, you all right there, son? I said, the old man on that last stool, where the hell did he just run? He put his towel down slow and looked me dead straight in the eye and said, that stool ain't had a body on it since old Jack died. He said Jack Walker was his name. He sat there every night. He died 10 years ago this March, right there beneath that light. But every now and then somebody comes in broken, lost, and swears they had a conversation with the man who never crossed that door again. He said, love the ones who stay, not the ones who shine. Give your word like it's your last, and hold it every time. Don't measure out your life in what you own, but what you gave. And the ones who sit beside you in the dark are the ones who really saved. And maybe some of them are still sitting there on the last stool on the left. I walked out in the morning air and somehow felt alive. Got in my truck and drove straight home and called my mama for the first time in a while. And never went back to that bar, but I kept every word he said. And sometimes late at night, I swear I smell that old leather jacket.